Next, let's cover the Okendo and Attentive integration. This is one of my favorites because it allows us to take the zero-party data we aggregate through our review request process with Okendo and pass it over into Attentive for segmentation, which will help with our personalization efforts. Second is you can now send review requests via text, and text is a much more engaged with channel than email. So this substantially increases the number of reviews that clients are able to generate when I work with them. So first, let's go into segments. Once you have it set up, go ahead and create a dynamic segment here. And what we're going to do is base it off subscribers' characteristics. And you'll see when you scroll down here, all of these custom attributes that are passed through via Okendo. So you can see here that you're getting first-party data, like what their latest review rating is, but you can also see you're getting the zero-party data that was set up by this client in the review request process, which is asking for skin type. So what I can go ahead and do here is Okendo skin type is, and we're going to say dry skin. It's dry actually. Okendo skin type is dry. And latest review is a 5. So now we know there are 28 SMS subscribers whose skin type is dry and whose latest review is a 5. Now let's say we want to do instead latest review is a 1. You can see how many are here. We could also say is a 1, or let's do latest review is a 2. So now we know maybe for these two, or maybe for this segment, we communicate with them differently and potentially reach out. And then what we can also do here, let's cancel out both of these, do it based off of subscribers' activity. So you can do the Okendo review created at least once over all time. And you can filter if you want to see which product it was left for. So I want to see is only for the like the Besties skincare stuff or something. I'll just drop in that product name there. Typically, it's actually going to be easier if you can bring in the product ID, which you would just pull from the Shopify URL, and then that way you can ensure it's consistent, and then you'd create this as well. So those are a couple of use cases for how you can use your Okendo data in Attentive for segmentation. Let's move on to journeys. So go ahead and click Create Journey. Start from scratch. We are going to go to Okendo Reviews. So you have Okendo Review created. We'll go ahead and get started here. And then you also have Okendo Review Request. So we'll get started here as well. So let's say for Okendo Review created, let's go ahead and add a branch. And we're going to make this, let's see, what segment? We're going to create a segment here, which is, and so what I'm trying to do here is filter out people who just left a review that are negative. So we'll do subscribers characteristics, we'll do latest review rating is 1, or characteristics latest review rating is 2, or characteristics again latest review rating is a 3. And now we're going to create this group. Latest review is 3 stars or less. We'll save that. Okay, so now what we could do here is send a text saying, like, we're so sorry your experience wasn't positive with us. Please respond to this text and we'll connect you with our customer service team immediately. Something along those lines. Whereas it's positive, you could say something along the lines of, like, thank you so much for your positive review. As a thank you, we'd like to offer you $25 of store credit for each friend you refer to us. And then you could just drop in the link to your referral program. So this is all of the information that you're able to bring in here. And you can see here there's a bunch of other stuff here as well. So let's say, for example, we could do, thank you so much for your, let's do review rating. And that would bring that in dynamically. We could also do first name. I get a little bit more personalized, but you can play around with that. This is basically just the gist of it, though, which of what I'm trying to accomplish, which is branching out people who had a negative experience versus those who had a positive. And so that allows us to communicate with them differently after that review has been created. Then you have your review request. So let's see what sort of things we could do here for branching. And again, the only thing I want to mention back here is A/B testing. So you can A/B test as well, which is really something you should be implementing in all of your journeys. Let's say we want to base it off of a segment again. And so what we're going to do here is, actually what we could do here is take zero-party data that we have from something like our Octane quiz or just past purchasing behavior to figure out if this person has like dry skin. And so then for the review request, we could tailor it to that. But actually what we're going to do, because it's going to be easiest here, let's just split it by new versus returning customers. So equal to one time over all time. So then here you say, thank you so much for your first order. Your experience means the world to us. Please let us know what your thoughts are on, and then here with the link below, and then you can add in product review URL. For here, you say thank you so much for your continued support, and do the exact same thing. Or you could make this even more, like made it equal, purchase equals to 2 times overall time, purchase equals to 3 times overall time. And that will allow you to start to make it a little bit more personalized as well. But play around with the branching functionality here and see what you're going to be able to do. I strongly recommend A/B testing this as well, because you can do things like, let's say we want to add in an image. You could test that, see if that improves the click-through rate. These are all things you can do to improve the review request process and generate as many net new reviews as possible. So I'd strongly recommend that you utilize that Okendo and Attentive integration and start to utilize the zero-party data that you get from Okendo in your segmentation and Attentive, but also utilize the 2 journeys that will now be available to you, which are review request and review created.